After Arman Tsarukyan confirmed that Dana White personally told him the plan is for him to fight Ilia Topuria next, the MMA community lit up. It finally felt like the lightweight logjam was starting to clear, but even Arman knows talk isn't the same as action. He admitted there's still no official confirmation, and until that contract is signed, nothing is guaranteed. That's why he's open to fighting someone else, but only if the UFC guarantees him the next title shot after. As for who else he's willing to face, Dan Hooker's name has floated around, but Arman isn't really interested. He respects the streak Hooker is on, but says that fight doesn't do much for him. What does interest him is shutting up Justin Gaethje or Paddy Pimblett, two guys who keep throwing their names into the title conversation. He sees both as distractions to the real mission and would gladly fight either of them if it means silencing the noise and locking in his title shot. Stylistically, Arman might be El Matador's toughest challenge at 155. His pace, pressure, cardio, and relentless wrestling are built to test a guy like Ilia. Of course, Justin and Paddy both bring their own threats, power, and unpredictability. Who do you think is the toughest challenge for the Georgian at 155? Leave your comments below.
It's the other contenders is Gaethje, who wants to fight for the title, because if I beat him, he's not gonna say anything about title, or Paddy, those two names. But Hooker, he's not on the title contender, but still, if they give me those three names, I'll fight. But they gotta tell me, if you beat this guy, you're gonna fight for the title, and they're not gonna like make fight Paddy versus Ilia and me versus someone, because I wanna fight as soon as possible and then go to the title fight in the end of this year, because I'm ready right now. If they tell me September, I'm ready to go. September any day, and I'm in shape. I train twice a day, like I said, and I'm just ready.
Dricus du Plessis is sending a threat to Khamzat Chimaev ahead of UFC 319, vowing to break him when they finally meet inside the octagon. With fight night fast approaching, Dricus is preparing his body for one of the most brutal weight cuts in the sport. In a recent interview with the Chicago Sports Network, the reigning champ revealed he walks around at 225 to 230 pounds and still has a fair bit to go before hitting the 185-pound limit. That's a 40 to 45-pound cut, which he's planning to complete in the final 10 days leading up to weigh-ins. Despite the intensity of the cut, DDP says everything is on track and that this is the stage of camp where the grind gets real. He's getting his body ready to cut that water and put it back on safely. But make no mistake, his focus isn't just on making weight, it's on making a statement. This is going to be history. He says he'll shock the world once again and fans are going to witness the boogeyman break. DDP says in the middleweight division, there can be only one true boogeyman, and the champ plans to prove he's that guy when the cage door closes. After walking through the brutal weight cut process, du Plessis was asked directly whether he plans to move up to 205. He didn't shy away from it, making it clear that's the long-term vision. He even highlighted the winner of Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev as one of the most exciting matchups possible at light heavyweight. Now let's dive into DDP's wild comments on Chimaev.
He is a special fighter. He's incredibly good, but jeez, I can't wait. This win for me is going to be history. I am going out there and I'm going to shock the world once again. Like every other time, and everybody said it's impossible. Not this guy, not this guy. And I'm going to go out there and you're going to see the boogeyman. You're going to see him break. You're going to see him break in there. And then realize there's only one boogeyman, and that's me. In the middleweight division, there can be only one boogeyman, and that will be me.
In an appearance yesterday with Brett Okamoto, UFC 319 title challenger Khamzat Chimaev made waves by openly calling out Islam Makhachev for a potential pound-for-pound #1 clash in the future. It's a rare move, especially considering the cultural and personal respect that typically keeps Chechen and Dagestani fighters from ever calling each other out, even if they've never trained together. This isn't just talk either. Fun fact, Movsar Evloev once flew out to Moscow to confront Peter Yan over this very reason. reason. We actually have a full video breakdown of that incident, and the link is in the description if you want to check it out. Now back to Chimaev. His relationship with Team Khabib hasn't been the best, partly due to that heated brawl with Abubakar Nurmagomedov a few years ago. So him targeting Islam, not as surprising as it may seem at first glance. And it didn't take long for the MMA world to react. A clip is already circulating on VKontakte, Russia's biggest social platform, showing Islam Makhachev's reaction to Khamzat's challenge. Let's dive in. Look, this is how I see things in my head. I do everything I can to achieve great things and build my legacy. As long as God wills it, I'll make it happen. I'll never shy away from big challenges, because that's what builds legacy. They haven't offered me anything official yet, obviously. I train hard every single day because when the time comes and I step inside the cage, I want to be as dominant as possible. I don't want to come out all bruised up after the fight.
Against any opponent, you walk in confident, feeling superior, knowing you're going to win. How do you maintain that mindset?
When you're well trained and fully prepared, confidence comes naturally, all thanks to God. Kamaru Usman doesn't think it makes sense to give Paddy Pimblett a title shot while legit top contenders are waiting their turn. He's made it clear that, while Paddy's done everything asked of him and capitalized on the matchups given, the idea of jumping over names like Arman Tsarukyan, Justin Gaethje, Dan Hooker, Mateusz Gamrot, and Beneil Dariush doesn't really sit right. And he's not wrong. There's a line for a reason. The sport is supposed to be about the best fighting the next best, and skipping that process makes the rankings feel pointless. But here's the thing, it's not always about merit. It never fully has been. The UFC is just as much about who brings the attention, who can sell the moment, and who has momentum with the fans. Paddy's not the most deserving by wins, but he's one of the most marketable guys in the division right now. When you mix business with sport, matchups like this can and do happen, and that's always gonna spark debate. As of now, Arman is still the front runner to get a title shot, but a lot can change in the upcoming weeks.
It's not Paddy's fault. Paddy has done a great job with the opposition he's been given to even put himself in this conversation. Paddy's done a phenomenal job. But if we're looking at the lightweight rankings, we've got Ilia Topuria, and I'm assuming next you've got Arman Tsarukyan. It makes sense. If you're not going to do a Justin Gaethje, I don't know why Islam is still there, but if you're not going to do a Arman Tsarukyan, or you're not going to do a Justin Gaethje, then, you know, like, yes, you've got Dan Hooker there. You've got Mateusz Gamrot. You've got all these Beneil Dariush there in front of Paddy Pimblett. So to skip all of these guys to just give him a title shot, that kind of spits in the face of the merit of the best fights the next best guy. So
that's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.